this segment, we'll be continuing the previous chapter where we built our sawdust bags and sealed them up and pressure cooked them. You'll notice as this segment starts, I'm working in front of a flow hood, but this inoculation procedure could just as easily be done in a glove box as you see my friend Jim up above me doing here. Now our procedure is going to be, first of all, to shake our spawn jar up. We'll be inoculating it with rye grain. And I want to wash or sanitize the jar very, very well with alcohol first and foremost. After that, as you can see, I'm going to be sanitizing my gloves. Now notice the bag, it is still in a square block and it still has a vacuum in it. And you'll notice when I open it, the plastic edges where the gussets are together are still sealed tightly. And the only way air could penetrate is through the Tyvek sleeve. I've left these bags for up to about 3 days after sterilization and they still have a slight vacuum to them, so it's very safe. As I open it up, you'll notice I keep it very carefully in front of the laminar flow hood. I've got a pretty small flow hood, so I have to keep the bag laying on its side. If you have a taller flow hood, it makes it a lot easier because you can have the bag standing up. Now notice the way I'm holding the bag open. I'm not getting my fingers down inside the bag, even though they were sanitized with alcohol and the jar was sanitized with alcohol. You just want to take all the precautions you can. Now once the grain spawn is into the bag, you'll notice I'm going to fold the bag up and shake it around real well to distribute the grain spawn into the substrate. And after that, I'll inflate the bag in front of the flow hood and then tie it with a tie wire. I don't use an impulse sealer. I just wrap a piece of stainless steel wire around it. You can use baling wire or a plastic tie wrap, whatever you have, but I actually like that better than an impulse sealer. It's extremely important, as you see here, to give yourself a nice plenum of air in the top of the bag. If you run your mycelium out of oxygen, it's going to stall out and die. It just won't grow. So be sure to have the bag very well inflated before you seal it. Of course, there's nothing wrong with an impulse sealer. If you want to use one, use it. I like the steel tie wire though, because I often fruit in the bags when I run out of greenhouse space, and the steel tie wire lets me open the bag up, put fresh air in front of the laminar flow hood, and then seal it right back up again. If you do that with an impulse sealer, every time you open the bag, it gets a little bit shorter. Well, there you have it. Label it, shape it into a block, and then put it up on a shelf to colonize at normal room temperature. Depending on the species, that's going to take anywhere from 7 to 21 days, and then you'll follow whatever fruiting parameters for the species you're growing. Good luck.